Hi everyone, I'm Cody Dunlap, and this is my AEP 859 Module 3 discussion talking about re-envisioning schools to create a creative school structure that would meet the needs of our future students in the way that these alternative structures that our author, Mrs. Jacobs, is talking about. So I jotted some things down. Obviously, I think if you wanted to totally redesign schools, it would take a long time, as we are seeing with our Kansas redesign system. It's certainly a very cumbersome job. But like I said, I jotted some things down. I'd like to go through some of them and tell you what's going on in my mind a little bit. I'd like to follow the MTSS model, where students are grouped by their ability level and not necessarily their grade level or their age, and work towards a more small group type of focus throughout the day, and not just for 30 minutes, but place that more often throughout the academic day, and that way students can progress at their own pace. Moving off of that, I did like in the chapter where it talked about who has to say that the school, your school life has to take you 13 years from preschool to senior. And so my school, I think maybe that would be the case as well. And your schooling would take however long or short it needed to, because the student would be at the focus. Also, in my creative school structure, I would like flexible seating in all classrooms, just for students to be able to sit or stand or lay or wherever they needed to go to be successful. And for there to be breaks within class times. Research tells us that we're not supposed to sit for so long, and that optimal brain engagement happens after some physical movement. The physical activity guidelines for Americans recommends kids and teens get at least 60 minutes of physical activity every day. And in my school right now, our kids' PE class is about 20 minutes. And they get another few minutes for recess, but hopefully we could incorporate some more physical activity within our classrooms, and that could be done in the form of brain breaks or just taking breaks. Certainly at the elementary level, another school structure that I would like is for the students to have a say in the location of a recess, for them to take some ownership in that, and then whether they wanted it to be outside or inside, maybe in the gymnasium, outside of the playground, maybe out front. Every once in a while we have recess out front in the street. But for them to take ownership in that and then enjoy that time. Again, giving their brains a break and getting some of that physical activity that the physical activity guidelines say that we should. In my school's a creative school structure, I also like students to travel virtually at least once a month. In my classroom right now, we take virtual field trips, we call them, and it's a way to just break down the four walls of the classroom and travel anywhere. And it wouldn't necessarily have to be to a different country, but it might just be to a different town. It might be to a business, in the town, an hour away, and it just doesn't work for you to get on a bus and go there. And so why not take some time and utilize technology, utilize Skype or Google Hangouts or Google Duo, and meet virtually with whoever your intended party is. Moving on from the virtual travel possibilities, I would like for my school to be trauma-informed. And obviously, this is something that's been on my mind now, reading through the information with this module. But I would like for the teachers and adults in the building to know the whole child, and not just be, concerned with them educationally, but also personally, whether that be conduct needs assessments or informal interviews with students, and then also to be professionally trained in what it actually takes for our staff to be trauma informed. I would like to do that again, so that we could know the whole student and not just care about them one-sided. And then the last thing I have down is I would like for my staff to be educated about the technology that's out there. Sometimes I feel like as a staff there may be one or two or more staff members that are well equipped and knowledgeable about the current technological trends. But I would like for us all to be brought up to speed, and that way we know what is available, and then we can, pick and choose as to what fits best in our content areas. But what I don't want is for a student to go into a certain class and to hear from the teacher that they're going to use Google Classroom and they're going to be completely, immersed in technology, and almost never see any other alternative, as opposed to going into a different classroom and hearing that technology is not trustworthy, and they are not going to be using it at all in that room. And so just being on the same page as far as the knowledge that we have and the feelings that we have towards it, and then letting teachers plan, collaborate as to the best way that they can use that technology, again, to meet students' needs and to educate them for not necessarily jobs that are right now, but jobs that are being created now that are really needing 21st century skills, and specifically 21st century technological skills. So again, I could probably write a few more things down, quite a few more, and take up a much longer video. But those are just a few things in what I would do if I were creating a futuristic school structure. Thank you for watching.